everybody. I'm Maria Finkelmeier. Thanks to Tom and the Massachusetts State Chapter of the Percussive Arts Society for inviting me here to your monthly or weekly webinar. I'm excited. I'm going to give you kind of a quick snapshot of the way I'm warming up on the marimba right now and how that warm-up is feeding my compositional style and I'm feeding my creativity. So in these times of the pandemic, I know we're all filled with a lot of anxiety. And for me, my time is limited on when I can practice. So I'm really using that warm-up time to look forward to what I'm trying to practice or what I'm trying to prepare for. I'm also using that warm-up time to breathe and to become mindful and to start to focus on my stance, on my body, on my approach to instrument. And I always, no matter what I'm doing, start with a big, fat, double vertical kind of experimentation with chords. And to expand upon that, I then kind of float around the marimba thinking about the tonalities in which I'm going to be practicing, thinking about what keys I'm going to be using. And you have great mallets, good job. And then my daughter Lillian often helps me. So here we go. Sounds great. Sometimes I would think, okay, I'm going to go to D major, or I'm going to go to a third or an octave. Sometimes I just allow the mallets to move, but I'm always thinking about, where am I? Okay, where am I now? This sounds like an E minor, this sounds like an E, major, this is a third, here's an octave. So I'm trying to get my brain to start thinking about what I'm doing, whether it's kind of preconceiving where my hands are going to move or kind of evaluating where my hands moved organically. So the next thing I will do is often, hold on. Lil, you're gonna knock that over. Do you need some help? There you go, get those mallets. So the next thing I do is thinking about the single alternating motion here. And when I'm building marimba grooves, I'm often implementing that technique. So it's really important that my hands feel nice and warm in this moment to get to full playing and to make sure I don't hurt myself. So again, here my kind of natural approach space is that fifth on the marimba. Again, that I use Stevens grip, and it's just the size of my hands. Feels really nice and natural. That's kind of the natural space. So I start in that natural space. Let's kind of meet that natural space where it is, especially when we're warming up. So I'll go, what is this? 1, 2, 4, 3. 1, 2, 3, 4. Let's go 2, 3, 1, 4. 4, 3, 2, 1. And if you can hear that 2, 1 on my hand is often less fluid right here. So I'm even at this stage I'll start to that same kind of free improvisation mindfulness that I brought into the double verticals. I'll get into the single alternating here, where I'll just let my hands go, but always being conscious of where I'm landing or where I'm going, whether that's kind of saying, all right, I'm here, I'm kind of in a fourth CF. What if that went to a D minor, thirds, D major, thirds? Okay, cool. Let's round out that chord. Let's go opposite direction again. I have to go slower there. Or do something like we're in our seconds, right? We're in our seconds. Let's move both to a third, fourth. So we expanded outward there. Back to our seconds. There you go. So I like approaching my warm-ups in this improvisatory kind of fluid manner because it feeds my compositions, it feeds the music I'm playing, and allows me to use my brain while I'm also warming up my hands. So those are just, if I'm thinking about double verticals and single alternating strokes. So how do those things, those types of, those two techniques and that type of warm-up lead into some of the grooves? So I enjoy writing marimba grooves, thinking of the marimba holding two spots in the ensemble, both the bass and also kind of a rhythmic guitar. So you're getting that mid-range rhythm while also getting the low. This is a Yamaha 5-octave, which I mean, come on. That low octave sounds so good. So I like to hang out down here. But I also like to think of my right hand as filling in those gaps. And I want to talk to you, I want to show you how I created this 2-measure groove in 3/4 for a piece I'm working on right now. That will also have percussion and trumpet solo on top. But here's the groove. So building this groove came directly from that improvisational approach to my warm-up. You can notice that my hands are really moving a lot in that single alternating. With some kind of doubles happening in the right and left, only because it kind of felt better. But I know the parameters that I gave myself when approaching this was, I was starting to feel that kind of G minor feel, so I knew I wanted to start there tonally. I knew I wanted the marimba again to be that kind of bass guitar, the kind of fill the space so the trumpet player can soar over it, and the percussionist would really just lay down something really funky along with me. And so I know I started to improvise. Here, what did this feel like? Where am I? Where am I here? Started in unison and dipped down, and then my hand just naturally went here, right? And then taking that octave down here. I remember thinking, okay, if I'm here, bum bum, what if I go down to the fifth of the chord, and I want some sort of turnaround there to go to the second measure. And so here, I remember feeling, what is my right hand gonna do? Thinking back to my goal of making that right hand rhythmic, kind of like that rhythmic guitar, and also wanting to go against what is always coming natural to me. So if I do this slower, what do I do there? I'm going up to the A, right? So I have music, but I'm not even gonna look at it. I remember here, I wanted to do something that I'd have to practice, that I'd have to really get under my hands. transitioned to the paper. So I had written this part out, okay, that felt really good. That I've probably improvised during my practice a million times. But that came when just saying, okay, I know I'm here in this D, what kind of would sound nice. We have an F and a G and an A. And I want to lead up, I want to go to the second, I want to go to A. Boom, 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 boom. So there we go. All right. So now I'm here, I'm at the second of kind of our G minor feel, and I'm here. All right, let's mirror, of course, mirror the beginning part of the groove, but just do it up a step. There we go. So what is my right hand going to do? Okay, well, what did it do in the first measure? We kind of had that 16th note, ba-dum-bum. So, okay, well, let's take that down as well. So the second measure mirrors the first with some alterations. You can see my turnaround is simply, those are, like it's 2 octaves up from it. D to F. So always wanting to lead to that next bar, but also kind of mirror it, some kind of rhythmic motifs there. And this really probably all happened within half an hour. Just kind of practicing or improvising and always going to the manuscript paper to kind of see where things are lining up. I'm also a very visual person, so kind of seeing where everything is landing is really important to me. So say I would just like, let's give myself some new parameters. Okay, let's see what kind of experiment this is. Let's do F. Let's stay in minor. Pandemic times, I guess I'm a little dark. I'm just getting used to where I am around the keyboard. Very square, you know, just again that 1, 2, 4, 3, or 1, 2, 3, 4, 4, 3, 2, 1, 4, 3, 2, 1. Or I kind of go a little quicker there. So let's see. We're in F minor. Let's build something right now together. I like that. Okay, so let's fifth. Again, that's my home. Fifth. The basis of what I'm going to try to do is this. That's where I'm going to start. That's the motive that I think is going to drive this groove. I like that. And then I would develop based on that kind of little melodic movement that I had there at the top. I think she's done with her sandwich. Therefore, I'm going to have to be finished with this lesson. And I just want this really quick, really just like peek inside my studio, peek inside what I do, to give you a sense of marrying what you're doing when you're warming up to creating, to being creative, to kind of approaching the instrument from a space in which time is of the essence. A lot of times we don't have hours and hours and hours to create something, but so how can we use our time really mindfully? These are just some techniques that I use. As you can tell, I have a lot going on, but I'm still really thankful to be able to create in this time, and hope you get groovy, and hope that you have a great day. Thanks again to Tom and the rest of the committee for having me today. Feel free to reach out at any time. via email, via social media, to chat, and to dive deeper into what I'm talking about today. Thanks and take care.